Jurgen,
Sorry?
congratulations.
Oh, sorry.
Very good victory in difficult circumstances.
Absolutely.
Sum that one up?
No, it was already the perfect summary, if you want. Yeah, very, very important, and out for us because of different reasons. Really difficult. Stoke is a difficult place to play. To come here, it's really difficult to take the points. In our situation, we knew before it's much more difficult, but we still thought it's possible. First half was actually not as good as we thought it could be. It was two completely different halves, obviously. We had to change the system. We couldn't train it really. I don't like this too much, but the situation forced it, so we actually couldn't train it, and that's what everybody could see, obviously. But defending was not a problem, and I thought actually it could be more difficult in defending, but that was not a problem. We didn't defend like we usually do, so we were not. We couldn't play high pressure, whatever. So we had to stay a little bit deeper. But they didn't create a lot of chances. But they scored a goal, and in this situation, it was not a question of system. It was only losing two challenges, the first and the second goal, and. Yeah, half time. Then again, difficult decision to make because it was not clear that Roberto and Phil will be ready for 45 minutes. So Roberto had, after last game, a guy who usually never says anything about how he feels or whatever, said, "Wow, I'm really done." So after 2 games for Brazil, last game after injury played Man City, flying immediately to Brazil, play there in his situation. Try to convince the people, coming back, playing immediately the derby and so on. So he was now at a point where it was clear if we try to bring him through 90 minutes, it will cause us real problems. Phil lost 3 kilos in the last 3 days. So for most of us here, obviously it would be a good news. But for Phil, and a professional football player is not as good. He came this morning in the hotel and said, "I'm fine," but we knew he will have a low energy level. It was, I would say, full enough for 30 minutes, and then we had to fight, and we needed then Simon Mignolet, 2 outstanding saves. The second one was one of the best I've ever seen. Save of the day, of the month, whatever, of the year. It was outstanding. Well deserved for him because he got a lot of criticism, of course, probably in his Liverpool career, and that's now to show this. That's sometimes these are the moments you need as a player, and for us as a team, we need a goalkeeper then in a moment like this. And scored 2 fantastic goals, played football in the second half. How I said, first half, we didn't play football. It was not because of Trent and Ben. They were not even involved because we shot always long balls. We tried to find Devok because obviously nobody really felt comfortable in the system, and we saw this. We couldn't change the system really in the second half. We did a little bit, but only offensively. We still played with 3 in the back, changed Kleiny and Millie from the side and all that stuff. Yeah, but we played much better football between the spaces, created chances, scored fantastic goals, and had luck and a fantastic goalkeeper in 2 situations, but they crossbar. I think first half, you saw it maybe better from my point of view. It was a clear penalty, and it probably was handball. Martin's Indy in a situation like this, Daniel would have been 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. So still, we had maybe more situations in the second half. So I thought it was deserved. It was lucky for us, of course, because the first half, but at the end, it's deserved, and we are completely happy and fine with this game.
Were you a bit reluctant to take off the teenagers just for one of my teams?
Yeah, usually I would be, but we have such a close relationship that I would say it's immediately all the players went in a dressing room and didn't celebrate. Went immediately to the boys. They didn't look like it's the best day in their life. Maybe it started like this and then it doesn't end like this. That's life for adults very often. They don't have to react like adults, and they can be disappointed. But we will help them more than we help anybody else. So everything is fine. It's not about them. It was not, we didn't use them. They were not involved in the game. They had 2 or 3 situations. How I said, if it's a penalty, what I thought it is, then he did the job, because he was in a situation in the box where obviously the opponent cannot win the challenge without making a foul, and we could have scored the equalizer, and everything would have been fantastic. It's not their job to be best players on the pitch. They have outstanding talents. They are fantastic boys, our boys, and so everything will be good. Yes, but didn't feel like I want to do it more each week or something like this. It's not nice, but it's the job.
You must be pleased that Mignolet
Yeah.
two great moments like that.
I am, absolutely. It's what you wish. Defending is it's about organization and everything, but the 2 goals were. No, the goal which we conceded was we lose one challenge and they could run in behind, and the cross was pretty similar to the goal we conceded against Stoke at home. I thought it was again a header at the first post area. And the big chance from when Arnautovic could run in behind, and then immediately with this pass and fantastic sliding whatever of, I didn't even know who it was. And then this reaction, that's what you need to be successful. That the goalkeeper makes saves like this, you can't expect it each week. But when he's doing it, then it's like scoring a goal.
Any final ones, guys, before we do the Monday's breakout?
Oh.
Jurgen, was there absolutely no way that you couldn't have started 1 or 3-0 or 3-0?
Then we would have. Then it was like we understood it. The possibility pretty high that we have to change after 30 minutes. So we have a lot of numbers. We have different things what we get from sports science and everything. And this was the moment when each alarm clock was ringing, if you want, for both. If you we lose 3 kilos, 0.1. Yeah, so you saw it, I thought, in the second half. So brilliant. But then half an hour, really difficult. And when you have to do this in the first half, it was not a plan to change twice in a half time. But if we start them, then it was clear we have to. And it was with offensive options difficult. For Daniel, half time is really long in the moment in an intense game like this. So it was difficult to find the right solution. Yeah, maybe I'm lucky that at the end it worked out, but I thought a lot about it, and even when nobody really understands it, but that was then my decision and the solution. I found it. I thought we could have played much better than we did, but it was clear that we want to bring them, only we thought half an hour makes absolutely sense, and if it's then 0-0, then they can decide the game, so they had to do a little bit more work.
Final question, Tony, then we'll do the
You
Mondays.
said it was difficult and you didn't play as well as you want, but when you win this in this way, what does it do to the team?
Massive, huh? It's absolutely massive. It's that like it feeds actually. It feeds like this. It was we won a few games this year, so I don't know who else, but we won a few. But this is really special. Today you could feel it immediately in the dressing room. It was immediately. Everybody was like, "That's very important." But of course we have to prove it next week and next week and next week. That's how it is. But it feels outstanding good in this moment. So I can imagine that Stoke feels exactly the opposite, because they were really close to get points today, maybe all 3, maybe 1. But at the end, we all worked really hard, obviously, for the 3 points, and we got them. So we are happy for today.